Simply Financial with Christopher Calandra, Certified Financial Planner, is an innovative, comprehensive, informative, and cutting-edge podcast that discusses financial topics ranging from personal finance, economics, politics, and personal growth. Simply Financial will cover intriguing and thought-provoking questions so that the listener can simply increase their financial IQ.
Welcome to the Simply Financial podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Calandra. This is episode number 37 of season 3. Want to talk about trade war hysteria. The conventional wisdom is that the United States is in a trade war environment, and it has been dominating the headlines. And the conventional wisdom goes on to say that this trade war is going to do harm to the U.S. economy, possibly great harm to the U.S. economy, and even throw us into a recession. I don't buy it. The tariffs are focused on one country only. That, of course, is China. And I don't believe the hysteria. For those of you that are listening and are clients, and we've done reviews of your financial plan and your investment portfolio, I have been saying things like this is short-term noise, that it'll work out fine, and that I'm not overly concerned. But I want to expand a little bit on my thinking in regards to why I think it's short-term noise and why I think everything is going to be fine. As I said a moment ago, the tariffs are focused on one country only, and that is China. The top 4 trading partners for the United States are Mexico, Canada, China, and Japan. Those are the big 4. They're followed by other countries like South Korea, United Kingdom, and Germany. If we just look at the top 4, though, the United States has cut revised deals with both Mexico and Canada. And recently, the administration, President Trump's administration, announced a new expanded trade deal with Japan. So 3 out of our top 4 trading partners we are good with. In fact, we have new deals. Hopefully they are better deals. And the amount of trade we have with those 3 countries swamp the amount of trade we have with China. Yes, they're our 3rd biggest trading partner, but they're swamped by the overall trade we do with the other 3 countries, not to mention that we have good trade relations with South Korea, the United Kingdom, and Germany, which are 5, 6, and 7 on the list. That's a big reason why I don't buy this hysteria about the U.S. economy being brought down by our 3rd largest trading partner when the other 3 that make up the top 4, we have new, revised, and expanded trade deals. Another aspect of this is that the impact of the tariffs is being offset by companies reducing their reliance on China. As an example, Home Depot used to import $2 billion of goods from China. Over this last period of time, they have changed their supply chain, and now only $1 billion is going to be imported from China. Now, a lot of this change in the supply chain doesn't mean necessarily that manufacturing is coming back to the United States. Oftentimes, it's getting moved to Southeast Asia, for example, to Vietnam. But that's what U.S. companies, and actually a lot of major foreign companies as well, is doing. They're reducing their reliance on China, and that is not good for China and putting the hurt on them. The tariff cost, because of this supply chain changes, again, that's a tough thing to say, is offsetting the cost of the tariffs. So the cost of the tariffs are much less than what you would think at first. And a lot of the media attention, this headline-grabbing news that we see, kind of takes a static view. It says X number of dollars are going to be charged this, and that's going to lead to XYZ in terms of costs, which is a negative outcome. What they are not doing is looking at it dynamically and factoring in this offshoring that's taking place from companies moving away from China. So trade is actually getting freer, with a larger portion of the United States overall trade being freer than it was before. The lone exception is China. And the reason why China is the lone exception is that they've been a bad actor for a very long time when it comes to trade. They simply have not played fair. They steal intellectual property. They do not allow their currency to float. They do a variety of things that administrations prior to Donald Trump have agreed that China was a bad actor. But now, today, this administration has decided to do something. We could debate whether they're doing the right thing or not. That's a good political conversation that actually I would enjoy having. But the point is, in terms of your money, the markets, and the economy, I don't buy the conventional wisdom that we are going to be badly hurt by trade war. It's hysteria. You can't just focus on China. By the way, I got a lot of this information from the chief economist, Brian Westbury, at First Trust. They put out some really great information that I rely on quite a bit, but that's where I got, for example, the information about Home Depot as an example of supply chain changes, companies offshoring their activity away from China. So please keep that in mind when you see the news and the headlines. And when you think about your money, try and keep it in perspective and be non-emotional about this trade war and the surrounding hysteria. If you're not a client of ours, or if you are a client, we'd love to discuss this with you if you thought it would be helpful. For folks that are not clients, go to the website. You could sign up for a complimentary consultation where we could discuss this topic as well as others, including your goals and objectives and how we can help you win with money. As always, I would request of all of you to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already, and send it to a friend because we would like more subscribers. I will be back with you on an upcoming episode of the Simply Financial Podcast very soon. Thank you.
Views expressed are not necessarily the opinion of SagePoint Financial Incorporated and should not be construed directly or indirectly as an offer to buy or sell any securities mentioned herein. Investing is subject to risks, including loss of principal invested. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. No strategy can assure a profit nor protect against loss. Please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should be relied upon when coordinated with individual professional advice. Please note, the information being provided is strictly as a courtesy. When you link to any of the websites provided here, you are leaving this website. We make no representation as to the completeness or accuracy of the information provided at these websites, nor is the company liable for any direct or indirect technical or system issues or any consequences arising out of your access to your use of third-party technologies, websites, information, and programs made available through this website. When you access one of these websites, you are leaving our website and assume total responsibility and risk for your use of the websites you are linking to. Securities and advisory services are offered through SagePoint Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Elliott Wealth Management, LLC, not affiliated with SagePoint Financial.
Simply Financial is part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can find Exvadio Podcasts at exvadio.com/podcast, the Apple Podcasts app, iTunes Store, iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever you find podcasts. So join us and stay informed and entertained.